Because, folks, it's time to start the show so that we can answer the age old question of what are you listening to? Because, of course, it's that all new punk. And today we have 15 songs, 3 set lists for your listening pleasure, I suppose. So we're going to immediately jump right into it. No, waxing of any kind of thing poetical or whatever. We are just diving right into some music. This is a song by a band that I have just now learned of by Urethane. And this song is called Swan Dive. Yeah, I mean, I like this. There's a good little, kind of riff in the back here and even in the in-between sections here. The drum, the snare is a little powerful. I feel like it covers part of the vocals, which maybe is, I'm not saying it's bad vocals, but, it's obviously not, the strongest voice we've had on the show. But the drum work is kind of doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. There is a lot of older Alkaline Trio type of vocal lines in here, though the drums are a little bit faster than anything Alkaline really would have ever put out. But I am getting a lot of the late 90s, early 2000s kind of vibe to this, which is cool because I feel like this would fit into a Tony Hawk Pro Skater game quite nicely. And now we've got a nice little kind of bridge type section here, kind of slowing things down a little bit. Damn, ooh. That swap in was pretty good. That was a pretty clean transition on the drum part into the different patterns there. Sometimes, you have to do some stuff, but it's structured really well. I love the build going into this outro. Yeah. And surprisingly, there's still some time on this song, which I feel like is interesting because I'm wondering where it's going to go from here. Because they've built it up pretty nicely, and this is a nice big sound here at the end here. But I mean, I'll again, the drums are really carrying a lot, but that's also not a bad thing, right? Blink-182 probably would not have the longevity it had or has without Travis Barker. But there's still some good stuff happening here. I kind of like that we built up to something big and now have this I don't know, dreamy outro. It almost feels like a post track in a way, like a postlude in a way, like a totally separate thing. And just it slowly fades out on that sort of dreamy sound. There is another band that I'm thinking of that like it's on the tip of my tongue that they give me like a lot of vibes of as well here. Oh man, who? A little bit of Bouncing Souls, I think actually. Now that I'm also thinking about like there's a little bit of a Bouncing Souls type sound and specifically in the vocals. Um Maybe a little bit in the drums too. I don't think kind of like the Alkaline Trio comment from earlier. I don't know if they would ever really have gotten that, you know, almost frantic in a way, but I like that song. Um, this was not the song that I got recommended, but like I chose something from this band from like a new piece of work that they made because a different song of theirs ended up on an ad for like a social media ad that I got. And I was like, I like that a lot, but now that I've heard it, I don't want to, you know. So I went to this thing and then I, selected a piece to put in. Um, and I think I did like that other one better than this, but like this is still pretty solid. Minnie is saying 3. I kind of agree. I think this is like a good right in the middle. Now this is interesting. This is that was wrong that whole time. That's embarrassing. I don't know how I got those numbers wrong, but there you go. We're all thinking 3. Okay. A very easy decision. No bargains need to be made. So let's move on to track number 2. I've been looking forward to listening to this one. I saw that it came out and I've been holding on to this one for a week now. This is from a band that I really, really, really love called the Menzingers. And this is a brand new song of theirs called Nobody's Heroes.
Just can't make this shit up, gotta keep your head up.
I love his voice.
I know that it's easier said than done.
It's so unique and specific.
Just can't make this shit up, gotta keep your head up. I know that it's
He has such a like tight vibrato. And I don't know if that is like from training or if it's just natural, but like it gives him such a different sound than like any other like punk or adjacent, band. Like no one quite sings like this. And he's got a good like Dave Grohl stink, like when you put that like in there for just a split second. Incredible stuff. I'm like, listen, I'm not like hating on any of the music that came out in the last like decade at this point by this band, but like this is kind of the sound and vibe of the 2016 album After the Party. Like this is a little bit of more of like the specific sound that they have that I really mesh with the most. They have some other stuff that's out there that I think is also still quite good, but just like there's something about this that does hit. Greg Barnett is such a great singer and like really like good lyricist. Like there's some really good stuff in this song here. I don't know, man. Like, yeah, this is tough. Because like it's one of the downsides of doing something for like a new music type show is that sometimes you feel a little bit biased towards bands. Doesn't always help though, right? Because sometimes we've had stuff like some Goldfinger, some NoFX, even Teenage Bottlerocket, who we'll actually see again today, who have sometimes put out something that's not their best work. And you go, I know what their best work is, and this is not that. So yeah, I don't know. Like Menzingers, it's gonna be hard. I don't know. Like to me, this could be a 1, but I also would agree with a 2. Minnie is saying 2. I'm down for either one of those. So we'll see what someone else says. I know Alex also, you know, likes this group. Yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming, I mean, I could be wrong on this. I feel like Alex, was I the person that introduced you to the Menzingers back during like the early days of some of like our podcasting career together with like honestly specifically with After the Party and introducing you to oh my god, the opening track, Telling Lies. Man, what a track. Because I was thinking so much about how that song was going to be relevant to us about, you know, where do we go now that our 20s are over? Which, by the way, if you're watching Blizz, friend of the show, friend of the stream, we know that you just left your 20s. Congratulations. Happy birthday yesterday at the time of this recording. Claps in chat for Blizz. All right. Well, we do have 2 2s, unless Alex is going to strongly request anything else, then we'll keep it at 2. I'm fine with 2. Okay, we got more 2s than 1s, so we'll keep it there. Up next, strongly requesting a 2 is pretty funny. No, we're doing that all new punk today. We will be doing WBRP next week though, so stay tuned for that one. Up next, track number 3 here is Wired by Basement. Fun artwork. All right. There's already a lot to love about this one. Really solid intro, a lot of noise, which I feel like Alex will be into. But they also do a really good psych out. They kind of let you have this feeling like they are leading towards this positive, or not positive, I'm sorry, this like major progression. Everything feels like it's building up, and then instead it actually goes back a little bit into this little minor hook. And has, again, kind of like a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of aggression. And the drums do some fun little kind of pattern changes. The album artwork is also great. Yes, it's like a infrared version of a cat with its eyes just fully aglow. It's pretty crazy. It's like, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like The Strokes, but also a little bit of Oh, man. Who was it? Oh, I just had another band on the tip of my tongue again. I hope this is not a common thread today where I think of a band and then like 5 minutes later I go, so-and-so, you know? But yeah, no, there is a little bit of Strokes kind of element in this intro here. Not during the chorus, but definitely during the verses I'm feeling it. I've been loving graininess in images more and more, and it's almost in case mu yist it. No, I see what and why. Intentional camera movement. I see. Is Alex on both of your accounts? Like, what's happening? It feels bizarre to me to see Emily be the one that says, here's what it is. This is great. This is a fun bit. Anyway, this is tough. I don't know if this is worse than 3 and 2. Do we put this at the 1? Or is this like, let's put it at 4, but we know we might have to afterwards rearrange some things? I'm seeing a 1 in there. This is where it's currently sitting at. Look at that artwork. Isn't that great? Says Minnie. Okay, 1. All right. All right. Well, then we are kind of just cruising right along. We're making some good decisions. And in 20 minutes, I'll remember the band that I was thinking of when I heard this song. Up next, this is a band that maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't. This is a band that's been around for, since like 2000, no. Honestly, maybe the late 90s. I think maybe like 97 or something like that. Now that I say that, I think this band's been around since like the late 90s. But this band is called Good Riddance, and this song is called Drive Faster.
I can see the rise and fall, read the lines around your face. I know you've lived it all before. And now the haze begins to fade. The countenance becomes so clear that we've survived to reconcile. Our memories won't disappear, and all the words we once believed now fade beyond recall. We used to hold them in our hearts as they echoed off those walls, and the faith we knew as one, just like a bridge between us. I'm waiting, suspended. We could be anything we wanted to be. Drive fast.
Yeah, man. Okay. This is like a pretty classic sound for them, I feel like. This is the kind of thing that, you know, the bands that have been doing it the best, in my opinion, have been kind of in this vibe for a while. Pretty chunky guitars, right? Like that, like, right? Like that little section there got a lot of heft in there. Nice little pause and come back moment. Pretty good vocals. Drums aren't necessarily doing anything like too wild, but like it's keeping it going. I do like the sound of Good Riddance overall. And oh boy. I don't think it's necessarily better than any of the songs we've heard today. I think maybe we're being blessed so far with 4 pretty good songs. I don't think it's necessarily stronger than those other ones, but like I would definitely come back and listen to this song again.
I'm waiting, suspended.
Just bass?
We could be anything we wanted. Drive faster, breathe deeper. We're left with nothing but these memories.
I think I do like the way that they did that pause break into the last line. I kind of wish that the guitar hadn't had that like pickup to it, the ding, and then everything comes in. I kind of wish it all just crashed in on one. Yeah, there's nothing against a guitarist, having a little moment there, but the bass solo and the vocal solo together was also, I really like that moment. So I don't think I'm going to put that at 5. I think I'm fine with this being 4, but wait, what was the artwork for this one again? It's this one. Right. Yeah, I don't know if I could put it above the Menzingers personally. I could argue that you could put Urethane below this one though. But I think it's just also because the Menzingers just have just a sound that no one else does, I just find that something kind of like intoxicating about that. That's not the word I meant to say. Enticing. There you go. This next one, new to the show, new to us. This is a band called Bunii, Bunii, and this song is called Crash.
Till I crash or find my way back home. Both are happy endings.
I really like that intro. It is so Midwest emo-ish kind of, like that, like American football. But like, what is this snare drum sound? It's throwing me off in like a major way. Like, I still really like this. Like, I also personally would love to put all 5 of these songs in the playlist. Because the guitar stuff is so nice. Oops, sorry. But the drums are killing me.
It's not surprising how much I mess up. I'm trying to driving, keeping my eyes shut. Let me behind this feeling. I'll get us back to the driveway or in a pileup.
I think the thing to me is that it's more about the fact that everything else is like crystal clear, right? And it sounds more like the drums were in another room and they put the microphone to the wall or like to an open window or something. Like, it just doesn't sound like it's even in the same vicinity as that. You know what I mean? There's just something that's just a little off about that, where it's like, was this the same recording process? And I think it's just because it ends up getting this kind of, not muddy, but it's not as present. Like, neither are the cymbals or the tom, right? It's all very muddled and muted. And it makes it, I don't know, just it makes it sound like they literally recorded everything else and then we're like, all right, we'll put it up on Fiverr and see who can do some drum tracks. Very weird little bass outro too, where like that did not fit the rest of what we just heard. So again, I like the song. I'm fine with it staying at 5. I do agree. I would have loved to hear that bass keep going, but it's a unique entry. That being said, I am just kind of immediately putting all of these in. I think really the only thing that I would change is maybe just swapping 3 and 4. That's where I'm feeling it at. Oh, hang on 1 second. I almost forgot. As always, got to remember to do that part first. Um, but like other than that, like I feel like that's a really solid listing. I feel like that's that. Sometimes we get a really easy one, in my opinion. Like, I don't know if everyone loved all 5 of those songs. I did. Again, as much as I was being critical of certain elements of that last song, I think it's just because I was like, what am I hearing? You know what I mean? But like, it was a jam. It was a vibe. I was enjoying that. I was dancing to it. So, you know, we lucked out. One of the rare moments where all 5 songs, I'm like, let's go. You know what I mean? Okay, well, let's look at set list number 2. Um, and we are going to go on to the song called Gonna Be All Right, Double Yellows.
A water trip it has been to wrap myself inside the tangled dream. The bubble burst and I fell, taking with me my mistakes as well. Oh, and I don't care what you go.
I kind of feel like if Oasis got into punk instead of going for like kind of a Beatles-ish sound, this is what you would get. I don't need to look this up. I can pretty much guarantee that this is a band from the UK. There's no way this band's not from Great Britain or within that like kind of direct vicinity of the world. Part of it is just on certain words that they're saying, but like it's got that sound. It's got a little bit of like, still a little bit of that like skiffle kind of going on in it. And like kind of also like almost like not exactly classic rock, but I don't know what else to call that, but like the way the guitars are lining up, you know. I do like the way the bass is sounding and good vocals. That's what I'm thinking of. It's dad rock guitar. I'm good at what I do. Good harmonies. Yeah, sorry, I've just been kind of vibing and also watching Alex have beef with my freaking bot over here. This is good. I mean, this is not incredible, but like, I like it. I don't know if I'd call this punk, but like, I don't know. Like again, like it's got a good little sound. I like the vocals, some good harmonies, but like, I don't know, maybe just a 3. But also, I wouldn't be mad with like a 4 even, knowing that we could have something that could be worse or better. Yeah, see, I think Minnie's right in the same line with me. I don't know. It's good. It is just a little generic. I mean, again, I feel like it's like this is the thing of like, okay, Oasis, I think is still spectacular, right? Oasis feels like a spiritual successor to the Beatles, right? But it also is like then like everything that then came after Oasis felt like watered down Oasis. And this feels like watered down Oasis, right? Um it did smack the weight at the carnival, but it only raised to the middle. Yeah, of the strength test. No ding. Um it's good, not special. I think I'm gonna leave it at 4. Like I don't mind it, and I don't know if I'm gonna put it in the playlist or not. Like I'm kind of like right on the edge of it, you know? Um, but there you go. This next song comes to us actually recommended. It was not in the playlist, but it's a new song. Jeff Riggs, who was here during the subathon, Epitaph Kid, hit me up in our little group chat the other day and was like, "Hey, if you guys are looking for a new album to check out this weekend, try this one." And I was like, "I will put it in the playlist. What song should I put on?" And he said, "Just do the opening track, 20 Million in 20s." And that is that song by Sorry Sweetheart. Ska band.
Scrolling through my notes app, looking for somewhere new to eat. All I've got is unfinished songs and 25-step recipes. I want some new.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, it's like Ska 2 Network had a kid with like a little bit of Big D at the kids' table, a little bit of like the Hippos' old sound, and not Bouncing Souls. I already mentioned them earlier. Ooh, God, someone else. But yeah, there's some good little stuff in here. Some complex ideas that they're pulling off. And that trombone line earlier was quite good. Like during, they're doing it again, it seems like. Maybe not. They instantly stopped it. But they did during the first verse, and it was quite nice. Interesting rhythm there. You know, we heard a band a few weeks ago. Okay, hang on, changing it up a little bit. Interesting. A very odd ending to what the rest of that song was. But they remind me a lot of that band that was called Hans Gruber and the Diehards. They remind me a lot about them. The random little section of like metal screaming was something. I'm kind of feeling like a 3. The other stuff they had going on though, especially early game in this, was quite good. I think I just felt more of like a jump scare with that ending. Like there's no hatred on it. It had no setup. It just kind of happened. You know what I mean? Maybe like I could also see it too. Like the thing is, oh man, I do like this song though. This was good. hang on. I typically don't go backwards.
Change, inspiration, all about feeling okay. I hate to tell you, but I'm not hating much these days. Broken, stagnant, I got a smile on my face. Is it in the water, or am I in a better place? Motion!
I was trying to see what they were saying too in the end there, and I only got probably, I don't know, like a third of it, but just trying to see where that kind of was all coming from. I don't know, or where it was going. But I don't know, like it's still got some stuff in there that I do kind of like. Like it's not the same vocal style, but like there's also just like a little bit of like saves Ferris, I feel like, you know? It does come out of nowhere, but it's still like it still is kind of cool. I think I just was kind of like, what happened? Huh? But I could see the two. I feel like I'm feeling the two. If for no other, well, yeah, no, I'm gonna stick with two. We'll see if we regret it at the end or not, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Up next, we've got a song. Ooh, okay. This is the last song that we will have from this artist, probably for a while, because I typically don't do more than 3 songs from an artist from the same like pool of songs, right? What I mean is like if a band is like, hey, we're putting out a single before the album comes out, I'll put the singles on. But once the album comes out, I don't do any more, right? Like, so the album that this is from came out today. So that's why I'm like, all right, this is the last time that we will have something from this iteration. This is something that was in, wait, I didn't, 5 seconds. I just want to make sure I didn't actually redo the same song. No. Okay, good. This is a song from the new Alex Melton album called The Process. And this song is called Moment.
The sun's going down on a perfect day. You look at me as the music plays. Drop the top, acting like you're something. Wind in your hair can't tell you nothing. Nowhere else if we gotta go. We're living fast but driving slow. Making fun of billboards and road signs. Laughing all the way to the county line. If you just keep your hand in mine.
Dude, I think his like, well, I mean, the album is called The Process, and maybe it's called that for a reason, right? Because his process for how he does music is so good. Oops, I just realized. His like tone on all of his instruments, I think his drum sounds insane. Like I love the way, like the heft behind his drums. And then the guitar tones are just, I mean, gorgeous in my opinion. And good vocals. Like he's a good singer. Like this guy does it all, you know? Therefore, by proxy, the bass is also quite good. But like, this is a dude who can do everything like in the studio entirely on his own. And I think it shows, you know? God damn.
Caught up in a moment, don't care where we're going.
A little mandolin in the background there. Last second. That's really good. Yeah, dude, like this definitely feels like a one. That like really noodly guitar solo, I feel like is kind of up Alex's alley a little bit there. Good tone, fun stuff. Instrumentation kind of just sort of very complex and stacked. Hey, Alex Melton, great job, man. Really appreciate and love your work. Yeah, I agree. Like that's a good song. There's a lot going on in there. I have to imagine that like I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't have the lyrics in front of me, but just based off of the bits that I for sure gathered, gotta be about his spouse. Um, I can't imagine it's not, or maybe just some sort of family member of just like a precious thing that you're trying to hold on to and remember. But that was a lovely little tune. So then up next, we either have track 3 or we have track 5. And this is a band called Lonely Spring. And earlier we mentioned Blizz turning 30. Well, this is kind of in the honor of you before this week. This is a song called Pushing 30.
Please take me back to 2006. Kids used to dance to MCR hits. I liked myself way better back when there were still dreams and hopes in my head. I'm torn and I don't know where in life I wanna go, but now I'm pushing 30, life still hurting. From kids to ghosts and suits, years have faded, think I'm changing.
There's parts of this that I really like. There's a little bit of, yup, Minnie, you nailed it exactly. Like, I don't know if you could see that thought turning in my head or, you know, if you also just felt it, but there is a little bit of tryhardedness in this. And it does a little bit give the vibe of someone going up to their phone on a stand in public and being like, did I just write the song of the summer? And then being like that kind of thing as they're singing the first line, you know. Punk bands who are trying too hard love that move. Think about it. You know? Thank you for the work, JJ. I don't know why, but I've seen so many bands pull that move in a music video or like a TikTok where they're totally not lip syncing, you know? Good sound though, but it's almost too clean. Yeah, there's something about the whiny voice where it's almost like there's also like airiness, like the heh, heh. Okay, I can't really replicate that quite well, but like it's like whiny, but also like kind of moaning in a way, which is like a little like you're trying too hard to be like a sexy singer. You know what I mean? And like get people to be like, yeah, dude, he gets like the emotions of being in a punk band, you know? Yeah, it's a little ick. It's just a little ick. It's not a lot. Key change. I mean, I won't argue for either third or five. I think there's certain things that I do like more than the very first track we heard. But like, is it the worst thing we've heard yet today? I don't know. I just don't know. Tough call. Tough call. I'm good with either one though. So I will leave this one up to chat. Are we throwing this in the 3 slot or are we throwing it in at 5? Too many. My brain is borked. Well, see, the funny thing is to me, I'm thinking it's like 1, 2, many ick factors, right? Almost like you're saying like 1 fish, 2 fish, many ick factor fish. Not like fish, but you got what I'm saying. Good old Dr. Seuss. Any takers for 3? Any takers for 5? Going once, going to. Oh, I just saw that both of you said 3. I apparently can't even read my own emotes. That's bad. 1, 2, sorry, 1 ick, 2 ick, 3 ick, 4. Nope, don't even have a funny joke for that one. Okay, well, then that means by default that we are putting this next song at track number 5. This is a band that I do love. So we'll see if you did something terrible to me. This is Teenage Bottlerocket with Invisible Man. I love this band, but this is not their best. Like, immediately off rip, it's there. They've got some really great tracks, and they've put out a lot of good ones just this last year. They put out a full-length album. I have a feeling that this was probably a song that didn't make the cut from the album, or maybe wasn't ready to go in time. That's my assumption, and that's kind of my hope, because I would certainly hope that this isn't like their idea of like their best foot forward. There is weirdly a little bit of like an Aquabats feel to this, to me, for some reason. But it's not their best work. Because they've got some songs that really fucking rip, and they've also got some ballads that are quite nice, but like this is just a slow song that is there, you know? The artwork is fun. I do like this, like, you know, kind of comic book art of a man wrapping himself up in toilet paper so that you can see him. It's fun artwork. Just simply, like I said, just it's not enough to take this song, well, certainly the album artwork would never go into the factor, but I mean, the song itself just doesn't have enough going for it to warrant it being anywhere higher, unfortunately. That being said, I think I'm going to put the first 3 songs, 1, 2, and 3, into the playlist. Jury is out on number 4. I could be convinced. If anyone's feeling like a specific way, but like, you know, I'm bopping to this one, but like, I think anything that has a pulse should probably get you to bop to it, right? Do like the ending though. That's fun. Okay. Well, I think that we're all maybe in agreement that this is kind of a immediate, like, let this one be, maybe. Personally, I don't know if I would change anything on this. I think I'd be cool with it. with it being exactly as is. So unless we have any like major objections, we crushed it, chat. This, I think, could be the first time ever that we've had a playlist that we did not need to change anything afterwards. So a round of applause to all of you and to the artist for making it nice and easy for us. Yeah, there we go. I am clap. Minnie, I want you to know, by the way, before we jump into the last playlist of tonight, I was talking with our mutual friend Taryn earlier today, and I was saying that both she and you, being Minnie, have the perfect emote at all times, no matter what platform you're on. You guys just always have just a plethora of emotes at your disposal. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty incredible what you do. So keep up the good work, I guess. Okay, this next one. This is a little crazy to me. They put out a new song, or rather, technically, they put out an EP, which is something that they haven't done in about, like, I don't know. They put out, I think, another EP about 10 years ago, and prior to that, they had not put out an album since 2001. They did an album live as well at one point, I think, but like, I don't count that. This is a band that is from not too far from here, from where I'm at. But this is Fenix TX, and was kind of like almost like I don't want to call them a one-hit wonder, but it kind of feels that way a little bit. But they just put out a new EP like today, and it's called Big Fish EP. So fingers crossed that for the first time in like 20 years, we've got some solid music here from Fenix TX. Here is Damn, for real?
Remember when we were just kids at school? Freshman fool, breaking every rule. I should have stayed in middle school. I never thought that I'd have any friends. Then there was you. Who would have knew? And I remember all the drugs we did. The aspirin, the mescaline, those multicolored vitamins.
So, the thing that is weird to me about this is that this genuinely sounds like almost spot on to what they sounded like 25 years ago. Which almost makes me wonder, is this an EP that just like never saw the light of day and now it's out? Like, I swear to God, this is what they sound like. This is what they sounded like 20 years ago. Like, direct, like, on the money. That is exactly what it is. Okay, these are lost recordings from 1999. Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better about the quality and level of their writing, because I'm like, they were writing better music after this, or before this, you know? But also, like, now I'm kind of disappointed because I was kind of like, oh my God, are they back? This could be huge. Oh, wait, bass is doing something crazy. Well, he was for a second. I do like the bass tone a lot. The bass is punchy. They're hitting that shit. That bass is really going.
Stay right here.
I don't know, man. In a way it's new, but also in a way it's really old. Tell us a story about poop. Well, that last song kind of sounded like poop, Christian. It kind of just was not very good. I guess I could keep it relevant to the show and tell you about. I do remember specifically one time I went to see a show in DC, I believe at the 930 Club. And God, who was the band? Oh, wait a minute. That's crazy. I'm getting rated. That's so perfect. Ah, I see, Christian. I see what you do. Oh no, Nightbot. Sorry. What is Nightbot doing? Nightbot should not be doing all this. Thank you so much for the raid. I'm so sorry that Nightbot is mad. Hang on a second. We'll go to this page here for a moment. There it is. I don't know that Nightbot was really even around these days. I don't really use Nightbot. So I'm so sorry that Nightbot was so mad about the Tyler Thunder raid. What was the game today? What was the Thunder raid? What Thunder were you raiding? Were you what was it was it electric? I don't know. I can't think of. You ever try and be funny on the spot? I guess that's just Twitch, right? Thunder is just his new old nickname. Not the Thunder. Duke Thunder. Resident Evil Thunder was my nickname in Little League Baseball. That's awesome. Okay, wait. Real talk, that's so cool. That's fun. I love that. Now walking up to the plate, Thunder. That's so cool. Fish, that's wild energy to immediately bring to. That's really funny. Tyler, that's really cool. I'm not gonna lie, I'm into it. I think that you should do something with that. I think you should I don't know, make a t-shirt or something. I would wear a shirt that says like not the Duke, and then it's like a Thunder thing. I don't know how you make like a logo for Thunder. I guess technically you just do what Pokemon did, which is it's electricity and then it's, but sub bombs being thunderstorms, that's pretty tight. I do like that a lot. Oh, I'm being so rude, by the way. I got so distracted by all the Thunder stuff that I almost forgot to give a shout out. I also almost typed in shout out Thunder because we were talking about it so much. But thank you so much for bringing your community over here to us. We are just about to jump back into Pokopia again, or oh my God, Pokopia. Again, in just a little bit. I am loving it. I am obsessed with that game. We are currently doing a little bit of like a music show that we do on Fridays because new music comes out on Fridays. We're about to do we just started our very last set list, and then we'll be jumping back into the game because I can't put it down. I don't know though how people just operate on different levels than me. Because like I am having fun exploring a lot, but I have not really done a lot of like building things. And so I'm just kind of like, look at all the stuff I found. Meanwhile, there are people who are like, I have rebuilt New York City within Pokopia. And I'm like, I found a Venternet. Like, that's kind of just where I'm at. I'm like, I made a hut. It's right here. Do you like it? It's made of grass. And they're like, well, I've, redone the entirety of, Xavier Mansion from the X-Men. And I've put all the Pokemon in their own separate rooms. And I'm like, okay, well, this has made me feel very unclever all in one go. But I'm enjoying my time. Thank you so much for letting me say hello to Charmander and to the Hitmons and to all the other starters. I have yet to find Heracross, which is really kind of bumming me out. I love Heracross a lot. I'm hoping that I find him soon. But if you don't have the game and you've been thinking about it, I cannot recommend it enough. Game of the year, maybe game of the decade. That might feel a little bold to say, having only played it for about 24 hours at this point, but I feel pretty good about it. Dear Heracross, I miss you so much. Please return from the war. Thank you. Anyway, we're going to jump back in here real quick, and we're going to throw a couple tracks at you. We just heard a pretty bad song that I'm not going to lie to you, folks. I think I'm just going to put that at 5. I got the hiccups. I don't mind a band being like, hi, we found some previously lost recordings and we would love to share them with you. But then like passing it as like new music, I don't know if that feels right. As in a worse song. I don't know, man. You could drop it in for WBRP for next week though, because we do have that coming up in a week from today. So drop that one on the what have you. Now, this one I'm looking forward to. We've really enjoyed this band every time that they drop a new single. And I think they are done doing the single life. That sounds weird, but like they are now actually dropping a full-length album, which also just came out, called Funeral for a Fish. But this song is called Grasshopper by the band Lake Rana, or maybe Lake Rana, perhaps. Dude, this is funky. I do like this already. It's got like vibes of like Ripe and also like CBDB, which is like more funk-ish, but it still has like some of like the kind of pop punk aesthetic in part of it. The group vocals in the beginning were tight. The rhythm changes were like very tight knit and interesting harmonies that I'm hearing in the background here. But this little skiffle, I mean, is really... The change up back into that little riff too. God. Dude. Now this band has gotten a #1 track in the past. Can they do it again? It's possible, because this is jamming. And it's layered. Doesn't always go where you're expecting. And this riff is so good. Speaking of riffs,
I kind of want like a cowboy bar.
whoa, major change up, and starts to build back up.
Trying to get out of line next to you. I said believe me, but this is goodbye.
Yeah, dude.
This is goodbye.
This feels like cowboy pop funk. Like, it's like 3 different genres kind of all mashed into one, but in a way that I truly do dig. I'm not waiting for the end of the set list. I'm putting that in the main playlist for the posterity. That is a good little jam. Ooh. Oh, fun little. Oh, and then a little pitch shift down. I have a feeling that must then lead into the next song in the album. Like the way that ends must have that tone carry on. That's good. Good job. They are once again back on top. They've only been in this on this show twice now, but both times that band has been the number one track. So that might be a band to keep an eye out for. That was Lake Rana, maybe Lake Rana, Rana. I'm not really sure the pronunciation on that particular one, but there you have it. It is like mostly one guy and then like a few of his friends, I think, as like backing band members. But Joshua Lake Rana or Lake Rana or whatever it is. It's basically just his middle and last name. But that's a good name too, because like it really just does sound like a place, which therefore makes a pretty good band name. Up next is another band that's been I don't know number 1 or number 2 track, but they've definitely been at the top. Really liked them last time they were here. They've got a brand new single. This is Whippits. I believe they're from Australia, I think. And this song is called Strange Days. Dude, I'm a sucker for a good crowd 1, 2, 3 go. Getting the pit up and moving. That's the stuff. Ooh, fun chord progression there. Changed. God, I can't talk, dude. Struggling today. This is the band that's from New York. I'm just now remembering this. The Australia band was a different band, but still stand by. This band has been a number 1 or number 2 track before with Sucker Punch. But this band, yeah, man, I'm already a big fan of their sound. I do like their vocalists a lot, actually. Yeah, dude. I tried to pay attention, but they forgot to mention. Strange days are here again. When will these days end? Like, this is the kind of band that, like, I do hope I get to catch on tour. There's a lot of bands that I'm going to be able to see within the next couple of months, like the Descendants, although they're an old band. But like Super Sometimes, Millington, a bunch of bands like that we've heard on this show. I'm going to be able to see them throughout the course of the spring and early summer. I don't see them going on tour recently, rather, but I do hope that I get to, because this stuff, I'm really into this. This is a jam and a half. I do agree with Fish. I kind of think this is a solid 2. Like, to me, like, if Lake Rana hadn't been on this set list, they may have gotten the 1 spot for me. This is really good. I like what they've got going on. This is like all the bands that are leaning back into the early 2000s sound from this genre, I think are the bands that are really getting the right idea, which is like getting back to like our roots and getting back to like what actually works and what sounds good. Because the 2010s for pop punk was kind of a rough and tumble time, in my opinion. At least in terms of like finding a new band that you liked, you know what I mean? So this was Whippets, you're crushing it. Nicely done. I appreciate you. I don't know. Okay, this next one, the Flatliners, is the next band. They've been around for a hot minute. I've certainly heard of them for, God, I don't know, probably since around high school, somewhere around there, maybe middle school. They're definitely a band from the early 2000s, so maybe they also have the right idea. No idea. This is a song called Good You.
There is no breakaway, only been wipe that tear from you. I can't let them in.
I did fully forget that that's what this guy sounds like. That was a little bit of a jump scare in a way. It reminds me of what's that band? Oh my God. The band that like kind of wants to be Led Zeppelin. Do you know what I'm talking about? Why can I not remember anyone's name today? There are so many bands whose names are fully, like, I can see it, but I can't get it out. Yes, thank you. That's the one. That's what this kind of reminds me of. Like, kind of a somewhat similar. It's like if that guy and Dave Grohl were kind of like smacked together in a super collider. Not that why would you do that? But I guess a fusion. Maybe a fusion is probably just a better way of saying that, instead of being like, if you were to mash two people directly into one another, this is what you would get. Pretty wild vocals though. Like, not bad, but not amazing. But it's fun. When he's not screaming, it's good. Because, like, instrumentally, the rest of it is really well put together. Like, this is, I get it. If you're a band that's been around for, I don't know, 20 some years, and you're doing that with no other job, that means you're probably good enough to then hire like really good producers and be in like good positions to make solid music. So I don't know, maybe they just have like a good production quality overall, but the sound of everything is nice. Like, it sounds pretty tight, and I like the tone on the guitars. The bass is fine. Drums are, I feel like, a little cymbal heavy, personally. Not that the cymbals are too loud, but I think the cymbals are just louder than everything else in terms of the drum. I don't know. That could be 3. That could be 4. I mean, those are the only 2 spots left, but like, I'm not really fully leaning towards either one. You know what I mean? It's not like immediately jumping out to me of like, this needs to be this number. Minnie and Fish both say 4. Okay. By the way, if you are someone if you're still here from the raid and you're interested in all this, all of the vote numbers are free emotes to anyone in the community. It's not specific to anyone. So if you ever want to drop a number, 1 through 5, you've got those at your disposal. I'm with forwarded. You have been BCC'd. That means that by default, our third track, not exactly a new song, but a new version of a song that we all know. Okay. This is A Story of a Girl. No, this is a song by the band Simple Plan, but this version is by Bowling for Soup. And this is the classic early 2000s song, I'm Just a Kid. closing out today's show.
I woke up, it was 7. I waited till 11 just to figure out that no one would call. I think I've got a lot of...
I will say their voices are pretty similar, so it does work pretty well.
When you're spending every day on your own, and here it goes. I'm just a kid, and all life is a nightmare. I'm just a kid, I know that it's not fair. Nobody cares, 'cause I'm alone, and the world is having more fun than me tonight.
I think that, like,
And when the night is
I don't know, like, I don't know if I should say I love, but I mean, like, I do really like Bowling for Soup, right? They're not in my top 10, just to kind of keep that, transparent. I'm not trying to conflate anything. But I do enjoy quite a few Bowling for Soup songs and albums, and I do like their overall sound. I kind of feel like hearing this back, maybe because it's not as heavily produced as maybe like their full-length albums or something, I don't know. Or also it could just be that maybe age is starting to finally catch up to them a little bit. I don't feel like this is quite as like, rockin' as like Girl All the Bad Guys Want or whatever, It's also a cover, so, you're not as personally linked to it perhaps, but it's not bad, but it's also not incredible. I kind of think I do like the Simple Plan version more. But like if this version came on instead, I wouldn't be like, no, get the other one out. But it's still there. Jarrett Reddick is still, a icon within the field and within the industry. So it's hard to like not like it. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I'm still into it. I still like it. It's still good. It's serviceable. It's there. Not a terrible song to end tonight's show on. But I do think that, in my opinion, this is once again a playlist, or a set list rather, where our blind listening did nail it exactly how I would probably personally rank these songs. I could maybe see an argument for 3 and 4 to switch, but I don't know if it's necessarily as strong of an argument that I feel the need to do it. You know what I mean? So with that, I'm going to download this set list, keep that one. The first and the third list were my favorite. Yeah, I mean, it's weird, right? Because like, I think that the first one, we liked all 5 songs. The second one, I think, had a couple duds in it, but some really strong sections there in the middle. Or rather, within that 1, 2, 3 slot. And then this one kind of also the same way, with the 1, 2, 3 slot being really strong, but I don't know. I think personally that maybe just the first 2 songs go onto the playlist. Although, if someone really likes this new version of I'm Just a Kid, I could see us putting it in that playlist. I think it's, still a pretty solid introduction to the song. But if no one is like, throw it in, I'll probably leave it out. Well, that will do it though for the show. I'm going to go back to playing Pocopia, however you are supposed to say it, in just a moment. So thank you so much for tuning in to That All New Punk. Thank you, Tyler, for raiding over and bringing your audience over. I hope that you guys enjoyed some of the tunes here. And if not, we'll catch you on the next one. But for now, that is where this show will end, because that is the way that the music fades. Nope, I said it wrong. That is the way that the track fades. One of these days, I'll get my own intros right.